Hello everyone, my name is David StarrTouch and welcome to the blog. Now with all the blogs, I'm going to be introducing the basic hardware and you can read all these blogs or watch these videos on davidstarrtouch.com. We will also be having new podcasts coming shortly. So I'm a tech geek and I love nerding out and using new technology. So this is the Canon SL2. Granted, it's not that new. It's a very great budget camera if you want to get into doing YouTube videos. Fantastic video, facial autofocus, whatnot. Using a very cheap 24mm lens and a Rode VideoMic Pro, because to me audio is one of the most important parts of a good blog, or video, I'm sorry, of a good video. I want you to be able to hear me. Now over the coming weeks and months, I'm also going to be using some new microphones. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the part 2 of courage. I wrote a blog about fear, then I wrote a blog about courage, and I realized this is going to be a really long blog. Let's just break them up into another one. So here's part 2, willpower. Now, again, you read this or watch this video that you're watching also on davidstarrtouch.com at any time. Now, as I was writing that blog, it became very clear that I needed to write another one. So in this discussion about willpower, which is very much akin to free will in many ways, and that can become a very long philosophical and drawn out discussion. And I'm not going to subject you to my ramblings about all of this because in my mind and truths, I have reduced that power to a particular force of action that is specific in its expression is free will. So yes, I know that sounds complicated. So let me just simplify this down to the practical nuggets that I use to help my clients navigate situations, and I use these myself. I'm a big proponent of walking the talk. I never ask a client to do something I haven't done myself. All right, so willpower is a finite resource, where free will is a power of the mind and the soul's choosing to do something. Willpower is kind of like fuel. Now for some, it's also like money. If you've spent it all on something else with the best intentions, even unconsciously or consciously or recklessly, doesn't matter, these resources get used up. So the resources can be refilled in a variety of ways, but that's going to be beyond the scope of this right now. We talk more about that in my reboot program, how to restore and kind of gather that energy in greater depth. But for the sake of this, let's just go through this exercise. Simplicity. Imagine that you have 20 willpower units to use each day. And you can use this for tasks or certain challenges throughout the day. Right, so for this illustration, we're going to focus on a healthy diet. Now this may seem familiar with regard to points, but you'll catch it pretty quick. So you get up in the morning and you have lots of options of different foods to eat in the house. Let's say you've got a fully stocked pantry, kitchen, and whatnot. So in the past, you may have been having sugary cereal with cream cheese and a bagel and a coffee and cream and sugar, and but this morning, you really are focusing on your resolution to have a better diet. So you choose a healthy smoothie, egg whites from free-range chickens, because I live in Boulder and that's what things we talk about, and maybe gluten-free toast, even though you don't have celiac disease. You just want to have as little gluten in your life as possible, reducing your intake. Now let's say that takes 5 willpower points. They were spent that day on the first moment of your new diet. Now you actually may not know this is happening. We're just going to assume these points are there. Now driving to work, you're basking in how healthy you ate this morning. You've got a smile on your face and a bounce in your step. And as you close the door to the office and you glide in, your bright and confident expression and this unmistakable smell of Krispy Kremes hit your senses. It just wafts over you with another aroma of fresh Starbucks or Pete's coffee, whatever your favorite coffee is. Someone brought it into your office. So you curiously make your way to the crowd where all the coworkers are starting to gather and examine these wondrous gifts brought by a vendor to bribe you into liking them more. Now, it's not every day this happens, all right? So we'll assume that this is a rare thing. So you pour yourself some coffee, enjoying the thought of getting some caffeine. You use skim milk instead of cream and honey instead of sugar. 2 willpower points have now been spent. You love Krispy Kreme donuts. You always have. And now the decision to pass the 3 full boxes of donuts and spending willpower points. So you spend 3 more willpower points as you pass on those donuts. They're gone and you feel powerful. You resisted. You still smell them from your desk, but you didn't eat them. Now for those of you who are keeping tracking of those willpower points, we started with 20, down to 5 with breakfast, 3 with coffee, 2 with resisting the donut. So now we have 10 left. But let's assume again, you don't know how many points you have or even that they're being spent. So your coworkers invite you now to lunch, and they end up choosing your favorite place to eat. Happy coincidence. So feeling a bit hungry and missing out on those fattening Krispy Kreme donuts you ordered that you usually love so much, you order a double bacon, grass-fed burger with pesto. 0 willpower points were spent because you indulged in something you desired. Now, today was a really great day. You decide to skip yoga, you're bouncing your step, and you decide to go see this brand new Avengers movie, from the Infinity Wars, Endgame, with your best friend. Now at the theater, let's say your best friend decides to get a large popcorn, and your friend's mother's didn't bother. You may not always like that, but you enjoy it from time to time because it's not you who bought it. You also wanted a pizza and a soda, or a hot dog. But you tell yourself popcorn's already overkill, and today you are trying to eat healthy with a good diet. So you'll indulge maybe a few pieces here and there. So by not doing the pizza, the hot dog, or the soda, and just getting a water instead, you use 0 willpower. I'm sorry. You bought a 0-calorie water. You used 5 willpower points. I'm losing my own thoughts here. All right, so we're now down to 15 points for those who are keeping track. You head home for the night, and you're feeling hungry because the popcorn really didn't fill you up. So you stop by the grocery store and to pick up some steak, broccoli, some LaCroix flavored water, and a healthy, filling paleo dinner. Uses 0 willpower points because it was pretty healthy to your diet. It's right in tune with what you are. Now your partner pulls out some ice cream afterward, warms some hot fudge and a banana. You have 5 points left. You spend all those remaining points just saying, I want 1 scoop of coconut ice cream with no toppings. Let your partner have the unhealthy stuff. You're on the diet for yourself. Now you have 0 willpower points, but it's bedtime. Hooray, you got through the day. All right, so now let's just imagine, let's back up. Instead of getting that cheeseburger, you had spent those 5 points instead on a chicken salad. Feta cheese, a chicken Caesar salad, very healthy compared to the cheeseburger. And you would have had no willpower points left to resist the dessert because that would have spent 5 willpower points. So investing in yourself to grow, to help you become better than you are, that requires change. It requires inner resources, but it can enrich those resources. I mean, you have so much to offer this world when you're fully resourced, when you're rested, when you feel energized, when you feel nurtured, when you feel nourished. And so the best part is there's really no limit about how much you can truly grow. You are a fantastic evolutionary machine. Your whole life can be about growth or it can be about waste. Are you living or are you dying? Are you just existing? Are you just kind of going through and consuming without really bettering yourself? And if you are, that's okay. I work with clients who are usually at the point where something's happened, they've hit a bottom, or a change has happened in their life, and they want to grow, they want to change. Survivor to Hero is really about supporting the hero's journey. Now, me, David StarrTouch, I've got a lot of training and different experiences and, different background, coaching. I'm a licensed counselor. And then I decided to step out and really embrace my coaching on a different level, taking people who really want to invest in themselves and to power them up. I've got a reboot program, as mentioned in this video or another video. Yeah. All right. Anyway, my point is that as you begin to embrace your truth, the truth that takes time to figure out, but it's something within, something that makes you feel good, you start showing up better. And you start showing up in ways that both feel rewarding and fun. So when you're spending those willpower points, that means you're actually doing work. It's not a bad thing to spend willpower points. The mental exercise that I took you through above is that how willpower can be a finite resource. And the more mindful you become about things, the better you can spend those resources. There's lots of complexities involved too, like stress, hormones, life events, lifestyle. And when I work with those clients individually, we start cleaning up their lives, we bring them into greater alignment. And as we do this, introduce this concept of free will and willpower being a finite process, it begins to plant seeds of change. Because when willpower is viewed this way, it becomes a much more valuable resource and we don't waste it as mindlessly. And people stop stressing about the small stuff. They focus on their choices and what really matters to them. Not only do you end up using your resources more wisely, but you begin investing in your inner resources, generate more willpower, and as your vibrancy and your passions increase, you start feeling better, and you gain more willpower to go through things. You start saying no to bad things don't work, and you start saying yes to things that do work for you, and that is the coaching process. And having someone guide you through that, whether it's your self-coaching or having a coach like me, is how you grow. All right, so I encourage you, let's take a look, answer this question if you can, post a comment. What change are you trying to do in your life, and how does this willpower or as a finite resource impact you or affect you? Post a comment here on Facebook, on YouTube, on the blog, wherever you like. I use the Discuss platform, and I do check on these other platforms as well. So I'm really looking forward to hearing your responses, your thoughts, and what do you think about this blog? What else would you like to hear more of? What discussions would you like to hear me talk about? And again, what's your biggest challenge, and how is that willpower, or how are you using that willpower in your life? Okay, this is David StarrTouch signing off. Namaste. I look forward to seeing you in the next ones. You can see this video and read my blogs at davidstarrtouch.com. You can also book my services there too through the booking system. You can grab a free 20-minute consult with me if you think you might be interested in working with me. All right, namaste.